Today we're going to deal with a critical issue on the YJ Wrangler that is new to our adventure family. I'm putting this video first because it is a critical fuel line failure. And while I did some other things first, when I discovered this, I realized how urgent it was. And it's just really important to deal with urgent issues first, even if the others are important. This was pretty critical not to have some kind of a fire. I found my fuel line almost in a state of aneurysm. Welcome back. We are dealing with a critical issue today, and we are going to go from critical to non-critical. The first and most important thing is there is a fuel line problem on this vehicle. The original fuel lines were probably still on the vehicle. I would get in and I would squeeze them, and I would smell gas, and that is just a dangerous situation. So I immediately, just so I could move the vehicle around, get it into the garage, I put a small 1/4 inch fuel line on it. It's rubber. I went and put some pure gas in so I didn't have the alcohol deteriorating the rubber. We're going to get this line changed today, and this is nylon. I ordered it. I did not want to create it. My mechanic showed me how to do it. Eddie, thank you. Thank you for your time. But I just do not believe in my abilities to create a fuel line. It's just too critical to be leaking and spraying gas around a hot engine. So we're going to try to put these on today and see if we can get this thing leak-free and on the road with some regular gas. I searched online for quite some time, actually, to see if there were any suppliers for these original lines or original equipment type lines, and I really could find nothing. But after a few weeks of repeat Googling, finally I did get some things to come up. And this is what I came up with. The website is inlinetube.com. You type in your year, your make, your model, and then you can select between fuel lines, brake lines. I quickly came up with the fuel line and came with a lot more than I needed, but I figured if this part was bad, I might need the rest later anyway, so I just ordered it and got it in relatively quickly. Just a couple days, and started getting to work. If you're not familiar with the original equipment lines, they're a snap-in with a retention clip. While the replacement lines are different, they function in the same way with the original fuel rail. So all you have to do is push it on, make sure it's clipped, and move to the next step. I had fastened my temporary replacement hose with some simple hose clamps on that 1/4 inch line, and it did okay, but I have to admit that it came off awfully easy, and this would not be something you would want to do when you are doing full acceleration and your fuel pump is really pumping a lot. I only installed this to be able to move the vehicle without basically pushing it. Again, these replacement lines, you just click them in, make sure they snap in place, and you're good to go. I replaced my supply line completely, so I traced it carefully and knew that my supply line was going to the supply line. Then I moved to the return line and replaced that one separately. Your engine is not going to run if you get these two lines mixed up, and that is possible on the bottom because the size of the bottom is both 5/16. The main line or the supply line on the top is 3/8, so you can't mix those two up at the top, but you can on the bottom. I just did them separately and traced them carefully so I didn't get them confused. The return line here is going to have a lot more fuel in it, and we're going to get it pulled apart here and get the new one snapped in, and then the job will be done. There is nothing complex about this except trying to prevent the gas from going everywhere on your return line. It is going to do that, but we're going to get this plugged back up and then we'll get the other one snapped in place here. Well, that is the job done. It is clicked in place. That one clicked in a little bit harder for some reason, but it is sealed up. When I turn on the key to fire up the fuel pump, there are no leaks. There are no leaks running it for 2 hours on a short little trip. So I'm pretty satisfied with these.